The best way you can support me is with a simple subscribe. Subscribe to my channel for more content like this. You know what? I told myself I wouldn't talk about this. And I only like talking about stuff that affects me a certain type of way. And this story, it finally got to me, man. Lorenzen Wright. To put this in perspective, I don't live in Memphis anymore, but I grew up, my life's in Memphis, right? When I was growing up, Lorenzen Wright was the guy. Lorenzen Wright was the guy. Remember, like kind of the way, for those who don't understand it, kind of the way how Memphis looks at Zebo, to a lower degree, Lorenzen Wright was that, right? Lorenzen Wright, he was one of our guys. Like, he defined the culture of the city in a way, and he was very involved. So, again, similar to Zebo, Lorenzen Wright was more involved in like basketball. I even as a kid, and I'm not good in basketball, I played against Lorenzen Wright's AAU team. He was just a piece of the city. He did a lot, man. He did a lot. And in his time, he was doing it with less money. Guys weren't getting the bread, you know, then that they're getting now. He was a pillar in Memphis. So when he got murdered, it was like on the back end, right? It wasn't Lorenzen Wright in his prime anymore. So on the back end, I think he had played with he was one of the first guys to play with LeBron, if I'm not mistaken. One of the first, 50, 70 guys to play with LeBron in Cleveland. And his career was pretty much winding down. And the day he got killed, I remember everybody talking about it. A lot of people wanted to stay away from it, to keep it a stack. A lot of people in the city were saying that the mafia did it. That was like the growing theory. That was like one of the growing theories. But you know, you hear stories like that, and you try to, like, you really don't want that stuff to even be true, because no matter what a person got their hands tied in, you really don't even, you never want to think that somebody can wipe you out. And Lorenzen Wright was like 6'10", 6'11", right? Like, that's a big guy. You just don't want to think somebody can wake up one morning, pick up a guy, and nobody see anything. So it was one of those stories that you kind of gotta like, yo, whoa, like, this is a lot. So after the body was found, what was it found, like 10 days later or something like that? After that, the case kind of went away. And this happened back in 2010. I remember this scene, right? I remember this scene vividly of Shira Wright, the wife of Lorenzen Wright. And this happened at the home, right? I remember this scene of her doing an interview, and they asked her, do you know what happened? Because people start saying, like, we believe she knows something. She ain't telling something. And I remember that scene of her in the interview, and I was like, yo, I'm not saying she knows the end all, but she knew something that went on. Everybody, you could feel it in the interview, right? A lot of people was like, yo, if she believed Lorenzen Wright was tied to something else, you know, she probably want to stay quiet for the sake of their family. Obviously, they knew how to get to him. They can get to her, right? So all this happened in their home, and she kept saying she didn't see nothing. And so people knew that wasn't true. But a lot of people were like, yo, maybe she don't want to put her family in jeopardy. I'm not going to lie. I didn't think this was a situation in where she had something to do with it. And we finding that out. The big break in the case was in November last month. Authorities said they found that murder weapon in a lake near Walnut, Mississippi. That was the big break. That led them to Billy Turner. Now, he was arrested on December 5th for first-degree murder charges, and he was not alone in this. He had a partner in this. Now, you can go get in the conspiracy theories of maybe these two were dating on the side. Maybe Lorenzen Wright wronged them. I don't know. And who am I to speculate, right? I'm not going to even do that. Maybe this was a ploy to get the... I think they even... What did they say? Lorenzen Wright's life policy was worth like $1 million. And obviously he had other assets that I'm pretty sure Shira Wright was privileged to. You can go take that with, you know what I mean, where you want to. I'm not going to do that. All I know is the DA have come out and said they have more than enough evidence to not only tie Billy Turner to this first-degree premeditated murder, which he has been charged with, also conspiracy to commit first-degree murder and attempted first-degree murder. They also have enough evidence to charge Shira Wright with first-degree premeditated murder, conspiracy to commit first-degree murder, and attempted first-degree murder. And she was picked up in Retta, California. She's being held in Riverside County, California jail. And this is where we're at with it. She came into the courtroom in a wheelchair. I don't know what that means. I don't know, what has went on in her life. Her attorney didn't come in on why she's in a wheelchair right now. But her hearing was pushed back because of that. Now, I don't want to get too far in my karma theories, but hey, one could assume. But this is just, you know what this is? This is a sad ending. And if this is a quote you need to take, this is a sad ending to a guy that brought so much happiness to his city. And you know what? I don't even have anything else. I gave you guys the details of the case. I gave you guys what I know now. And you could put whatever you want to. I'm doing this strictly for Memphis, my Memphis following. That's the only reason why I'm even touching on this, because this is not a mainstream. From the standpoint of, this ain't hip-hop, and I'm hip-hop driven. Sometimes I put in sports as well. That's my outlet. That's my calling card. I don't even want to consider this sports. This is just hurtful to even talk about, man. And unfortunately, Lorenzen Wright is not here to tell his story. And man, it looks like his wife had a lot to do with this. I go by the name of Mr. Teleferro. Thank y'all for tuning in to my channel. Rest in peace, Lorenzen Wright, gone too soon. July 18th, 2010 was when the police call was made. The 911 call was made. His body was found on a very depressing day, July 28th, 2010. Shot several times in a field. And all we know is between these two, whatever they've conspired together, it's an unfortunate story. I'm out.
I want to salute you, homie, for building your own thing and doing your own thing, creating your own platform, your own website.
I got one life to live out my dreams, and I'm giving this thing all I got. I interview celebrities. I talk sports. I represent the culture.
Right now, you're turning up on MrTaliaferro.com, shawty.